Well, here we are yet again. Uh, it's about 9:15 a.m. West Coast time on Wednesday, August 27th, 2025. Um, I had read over a whole bunch of stuff last night. I had a whole slate of videos ready that I was going to record early this morning. Many of them about some fun things that have been going on with the incompetence of people in the Trump administration. But we have another mass shooting at a school in Minneapolis. The first day of school at a Catholic school, elementary school children in a church having mass at 8:30 in the morning local time, celebrating their first day of school. A gunman stood outside the chapel and fired a rifle through the windows at children sitting in pews. Two children, 8 years old and 10 years old, are dead. 14 other children are injured, two of them critically. Three adults are also injured. The gunman is dead. The self-inflicted gunshot wound appears to be a young man in his 20s. We, as a nation, I mean, I was watching these news reports this morning, and I was just like, oh, okay. I was just numb and was just like, whatever. And we decided a long time ago, after Sandy Hook, as a nation, that we were going to prioritize the almost unfettered access to firearms and ammunition of all kinds over the lives of school-aged children. We proactively made that decision a long time ago. And I know people are going to be in my comments saying, no, this is an 80-90% polling issue, that Americans are in favor of this, Americans are in favor of that, background checks, yada, yada. You keep electing politicians who are beholden to organizations like the NRA, who stop all of those things dead in their tracks every single time. If this is an issue that 90% of Americans agree on, why do those 90% of Americans keep electing politicians who will do absolutely nothing to prevent guys like whoever this shooter was for getting a hold of the weapons and the ammunition that he got a hold of so that he could open fire on school children this morning at 8:30 in the morning while they were in church? Where's your God now? Where is your God now? Elementary school age children sitting in church. At least 16 of them got shot. Two of them are dead. Two of them are in critical condition. Where the fuck is the God works in mysterious ways crowd for this? He's probably still hanging out in the same spot that he's been hanging out in for the last 2 years, while a couple of 100,000 Palestinian children have been slaughtered in the Gaza Strip, or 20 or 50,000 or however many Ukrainian children have been kidnapped and sent to far eastern Russia. I mean, we decided again and again and again and again and again over the last 15 years that we as a nation are going to prioritize unfettered access to guns and ammunition over the lives of elementary school age children. We made that decision, and we have reiterated that decision with every single election when we have elected across this country Republican politicians who care more about guns than children. So I don't know why we bother anymore. I don't know why we bother with these tearful speeches that I saw from a mayor and the tearful speech that I saw from the Minneapolis police chief, and the somber coverage from these news anchors that I've been watching. Talking about what a tragedy this is. It's not a tragedy. It's a fucking choice. It is a fucking choice that we made a long time ago as a nation. It is a choice. It is a decision that we have made over and over and over and over and over again by electing and re-electing Republican politicians who care more about the NRA and access to guns than they do about even their own children. They care more about that than they care about their own children. We are a profoundly mentally disturbed country, nation, culture, society. This entire country is mentally ill. Why do we bother with the thoughts and prayers anymore? Why do we bother with, oh God, this is such a tragedy? It is not a tragedy. It's a tragedy for the families right now whose kids are dead. It's a tragedy for these 14 little kids that are in the hospital right now who got shot while they were sitting in church on their first day of school, probably looking up at Jesus going, what the fuck, dude? What? This is a decision that we made as a nation, as a society, as a culture. This is a choice that we have made 100 times since Sandy Hook. And we reiterate this decision with every single election anywhere in this country. Anytime a Republican gets elected or reelected, anytime you vote for a Republican in the United States of America, you are, in the form of your vote, making the statement, I care more about the unfettered access to firearms than I do about school-aged children anywhere in this country. That's what it means to vote for a Republican in the United States of America. You care more about guns than you do about children. And Republicans control all three branches of government right now because we as a nation put them there again and again and again and again. I don't give a fuck what polling says about 90% of Americans agree with background checks. 90% of Americans agree with this or that gun control measure. 90% of Americans put Republican politicians in place who don't give two shits about those things. They don't care about your kids. They don't care about their own kids. They care about guns. They want their guns. And that's who we are as a country. This is who we are as a country. A mass shooting on a Wednesday morning at 8:30 in a Catholic church full of Catholic school kids celebrating their first day of school. There is nothing more American than that.